Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Dark Souls playthrough. This is episode 9 of our Dark Souls Remastered playthrough, and we will be tackling New Londo today. Now, let's go ahead and start making our way down to New Londo. So, the last recording, was a bit ago, not terribly long ago. A couple things have happened between episodes, like I kind of alluded to. For starters, my Chaos Blade is now +5. I did go and kill those Titanite demons, like I mentioned. As well, my Pyromancy Flame is now +12. That's what I did with the excess souls that I got from the Titanite demons. I just felt it was more fair, or I guess, to I guess, how do I say? I guess it felt more fair or genuine, maybe, to not use those souls for a level up, if that makes sense. Here goes our old friend, the Crestfallen Knight. He has gone hollow, as you can see. The breath from the worm was just too much. Now, it appears as though we actually have not gone to this area at all, so I'm gonna pick that up. I'm gonna take these guys out. Alright, now, this item here, it's a fairly important item. Transient Curse. That is what we are going to use to be able to damage the enemies down here. And by the time I'm done, I should have enough of these to still have them in the item read, so I'm not going to read them right now. But, yeah, they are important. It's very, very, very crucial you do not run out of these. I'm not sure that I've ever run out of transient curses before. But, definitely something you want to avoid happening. Also, I just realized I'm not healing because I don't have on the Ring of the Evil Eye. I was wondering why my health wasn't coming back after killing enemies. Okay, so we're going to come through here. Yeah, okay, through here. And this will also have a very important item. Now, we're going to try to be a bit tricksy with this. Yeah. So usually you would start going there and realize that you're surrounded, but we played it a bit more carefully. There we go, some more transient curses. Now you're just going to walk in a straight line. You can see it's a fairly narrow beam, so you don't want to fall off. We're going to pick up this Firekeeper soul, obviously, to increase our... Why did it do that? Our Estus Blast. Power, there we go. So... Sorry, I'm doing this in a very weird and janky setup, so a lot has happened, though not a lot of time has passed since the last time I did a recording. A lot has happened since the last time I did a recording. I am now living in an apartment. I moved out. And it is... I don't really have a great setup for doing these recordings anymore. Not that I had a great one to begin with. So yeah, this is it's kind of awkward. I kind of have like the screen. Actually, you know what? Okay, and I'm back. So we're gonna see how this works. It's very janky. I'm thinking up solutions right now. But at present, I don't necessarily have many options. That's okay though. We're gonna make it work. So now you may be asking yourself, A.W.R, why are we here? When we could be going to, different areas, talking to different, we could take the Lord vessel to France. And my reasoning here is that I remember this is a role play light slash pseudo role play. Honestly, it's not really much role playing because I'm not really talking as my character. More just kind of considering what my character would do based on what I was thinking of when I conceived of him. But and I think he would explore all of the options presented to him about this whole succeeding Lord Gwyn thing, because the details as to what that actually entails have been very light. There have been a lot of non-answers, I guess. Very much not a lot going on explanation-wise. So the reason that he kind of is continuing to wander and explore is because he's trying to see if he can get some answers before he commits to any sort of decision. Now, of course, it may very well end up being the case where he can't figure out any more concrete answers. And, that's very much possible, but he's going to do what he can now. What I'm not going to do before delivering the Lord vessel to who I'm going to make my final decision about that to is go to the cemetery. And the reason I'm not going to go through the cemetery slash the undead crypts is because even though you can go there in a pretty substantial way, before you run into one of the golden fog walls, is that getting out of there is very annoying. Like, yes, I do have the Lord vessel now, so um I could go down there with relatively little issue and come back, but it honestly just doesn't feel worthwhile to go there now. Uh, and it wouldn't contribute very much to my undead's journey. Like, and I may change my mind about that during this episode, but I don't know for certain. I'm pretty stuck on the idea that I'm not going to the cemetery. Mostly because when we get here, I mean, after that, it's going after the Lord Souls, which would take me to the cemetery anyway. So, yeah. Anyway,
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the four kings whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal. The four kings slumber in the deepest chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorius traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
honestly, if I wasn't doing this area by area, it would make more sense to come here, speak to him, and then he tells you to seek Artorias, and then you go to the forest. But I kind of just prefer to go ahead and get the seal of Artorias so I can, you know, again, do these area by area, more or less. Um, let's continue speaking to him. He has a bit more dialogue.
Hello there. What is it? The key to the seal is now in your hands. I will help you in any way possible.
Okay, so if you get cursed, you can come here. If you don't have the souls for the purging stone, he's also a shop. You can buy transient curses from him. Luckily, and he also has a miracle. I believe that's a miracle. Is it a sorcery? No, it's a sorcery. Um, but yeah.
You, Londo, was sacrificed to contain the dark wraiths. Mark my words. The dark wraiths are the enemies of man and any living thing that has a soul. They were never meant to roam again. New Londo, they were.
All right, and that's what he has to say. So of course, this is the last of the what were they called? Keepers or something like that that upheld his duty. Sealer, excuse me. Um, and we saw one of them died in Blighttown, and the other we personally put to the sword as they were assisting Lautrec. So, of the three sealers, this is the last one to uphold his duty. Good on him. It means we won't have to kill him. Actually, in my first run of Dark Souls ever, before I really knew very much about the game, um, I flip-flop between using the sealer set and the uh, what is it called? Fire Witch set, maybe? What is this set called? The gold hemmed set. I would use those two. I would kind of mix and match the pieces. Because for some reason those robes were just the best armor that I had for the longest, or maybe I just thought that they were. I don't remember. But yeah, it was quite a time, to say the least. How many of these do we have? Okay, 7. Nice. So we are going to continue just cleaning up these items. And you can actually look out and see that New Londo, we're not going to visit a lot of it, but New Londo is actually quite expansive um, in terms of just sheer size. So yeah, great city filled by the dark, or rather the abyss. Uh, and of course, the nature of the dark and the abyss are, I won't say up for contention necessarily speaking, but definitely um, something not necessarily fully understood. Now, what we're going to do is unflood the city, as it were, because we need to go further down. Of course, we just got the key to the seal, so of course we are going to undo said seal. Now, interestingly enough, this actually leads to the Valley of the Drakes, which is that area that that connects New Londo to Blighttown. I don't think we've been there though, but this will give me a good reason to go after um, after the boss of this area. Now, you can use this elevator to go down there and kind of start your exploration of, I know you guys can probably not see very much at all. I can barely see it, but I know the ground is like right there. You can use an elevator. You can use this elevator to get down there, but I don't really like approaching New Londo from that direction. I prefer, actually, before we continue, there's an item up here. Is it the composite bow? I think so. Yeah. Um, I prefer to go the way I'm about to show you to get through New Londo. And as you can see, water is gone. It's not the way I want to go. So we pretty much have free reign of this upper area here. Those stairs are broken. That would have been an embarrassing way to die. Um, we've dealt with most of the ghosts. Those ghosts used to give me the hardest time. Um, I did not always, I've not always been the kind of Souls player to invest in my HP, um, much to my detriment. So, yeah, definitely early runs were harder than they probably otherwise should have been for me, just because I did not invest in um, my health stat. I prefer to come through this way. Now, if you recall, this is literally just the entrance that we came through. This is the way we came. Um, I prefer to use this elevator to get as like my launch point, so to speak, into New Londo. I don't think there are any ghosts that I need to consider. We get down here, we're actually going to encounter a new enemy type. Yeah, the Dark Wraiths. Probably about to die here. Yeah, okay. So I totally meant to kill that thing over there before this happened because um they don't respawn. Those are non-respawning enemies. Now this area is a bit annoying, as you can probably tell from what happened just now. Not the Dark Wraiths, that's normal. No, the annoying part is that there is no bonfire in New Londo. So every time you die, you have to do this. And actually, how much humanity do I have to spare? Um, ugh, that is a pitiful amount. Right, used a lot of humanity not too long ago. Actually, while we're here. There we go, reinforce our Estus Flask. What I should have done with some of those souls is go and buy Great Combustion. That is a wonderful spell. But it is what it is. I am not very prepared for today's episode. I just kind of, spur of the moment, decided to go and kill those Titanite demons and decided, I should probably record an episode. But yeah, so new enemy type. Now we're going to dispose of this enemy properly this time. And then we are going to actually fight the Dark Wraith instead of getting murdered by it. So Dark Wraiths are essentially humans that have decided to hunt other undead to steal their humanity. And their reasoning for this is, well, will be revealed. They were, it would not be incorrect to say manipulated, which kind of led to the fall of New Londo. But yeah, the Dark Wraiths are a really interesting faction. I personally don't like them all that much. They're not bad to fight. They're just very spammy with their attacks, I guess. Which, I mean, is that really saying much when I basically spam all of my attacks? But I don't know. There's something about Dark Wraiths that I've never 100% liked. Now there's like one or two dark wraiths up here. I don't actually know where he is. He always sneaks up on me. I don't know where he's standing by default. So yeah, this one always jump scares me. It's up here somewhere. I don't know where. Because it always feels like when I come up here, it's like waiting for me when I'm ready to leave. I don't know. There's a chest up here. Again, I'm doing most of this exploration for you guys' benefit. A lot of these items don't benefit me. Um, or they don't benefit my build, rather. Maybe there isn't one up here. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it flip-flops as to whether or not I actually run into a dark wraith up here or not. Yeah, okay, so good there. I swear, guys, I'm not crazy. If anyone knows about, like, another dark wraith that's, like, up in this upstairs area, or maybe, you know, maybe not, if there's anyone who can either prove or disprove its existence, do let me know. Or maybe what it is when I'm up there, I aggro that third, because I don't always kill that third one that I killed over there initially. So it could be, now that I'm thinking about it, that, hold on. So I don't know if this will impede my movement, and I just don't feel like taking that risk. So it actually could be the case that while I'm up there exploring, I aggro that third one there, which then causes him to chase me upstairs. You know what I mean? So that very well could be the case, now that I'm thinking about it a bit more. Alright, I swear there's another one around here somewhere. The thing about dark wraiths is I really don't want to get ambushed by one, because they do hit fairly hard. Like, despite the relative ease with which I am able to dispatch them, I don't like the idea of taking several hits from one that I can't defend. Like, even you can even see, like, the amount of damage I take while blocking is actually kind of insane. You know, despite the fact that it's a, you know, it's not a shield, it's a katana, you know, it doesn't have 100% block, but still, 100% physical defense, that is. But yeah, still, that's a lot of damage to say that I attempted to block. Now, what we're going to do here, because there are some ghosts we're going to have to contend with, unfortunately. How do I want to do this? Okay, actually, let me show you this really quick. Yeah, there is a illusory wall right there, leading to a chest that is being guarded by a dark wraith. I was trying to see if I could persuade him to fall off the ledge. Did not work. Did not work. All right. Before we go in this direction, before we commit to going in that direction, we're gonna go through that little fog wall just so I can show you what's over there. Which is to say, like, two more dark wraiths. It's not that exciting, but it also leads to the Valley of Drakes, like I was saying earlier, and a couple of items, of course. Now, I'm 90% sure you can farm their armor from them. I'm so glad that that is not the look that I'm going for in this game, because it is a pain farming the Dark Wraiths, in my humble opinion. Don't like doing it. I don't even like, I think I've already said I don't like fighting them, so. Oh. Then there's that attack, which will drain your humanity. Joke's on him, I don't have any right now. No, I'm not gonna fight this boss as is. I'm really only coming down here to show you. There you go, Valley of the Drakes. That's where all of this leads. You can see all of the people who were drowned here, at the bottom of New Londo. How the Dark Wraiths are still alive is beyond me. I guess they have been described as being inhuman. You could take that quite literally, and they are literally not human. Hence how they survived the flooding of the city. But it seems a little far-fetched to me, is all I'm saying. I feel like there shouldn't be anything alive down here, undead or otherwise. But that's neither here nor there. Now, there is a Dark Wraith or two down here. Two. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Let's try to divide and conquer here. Mistake. That was a mistake. Mistakes have been made. Okay. Very glad that that grab didn't actually go off. I'm not sure why it didn't. Like, there's a full-fledged animation for it. So yeah, not entirely sure why it didn't go off, but I'm not upset about it, I guess. Okay, so that's both of them dealt with. That's gonna be fun when I have to redo this entire area. I'm probably gonna cut that entire thing off. I'm gonna show you the area. I'm gonna go back, reset, and then probably cut to the end result. No, the end result. I'm gonna, when I'm done. When I get back to the boss room, that's what I'm saying. That's when. Oh, hello. Alright, that's this bundle of joy dealt with. This is not the last time we'll be seeing that. They are in one other area in the game. There's a chest back here, don't miss it. There's a lot that is easily missable in the darkness of New Londo. So... Heck, I might actually, during the cut, I might go and get Great Combustion. Looking at the amount of souls that I have, and it might just be worth it to do that. So when I tell you guys that pyromancy is OP, I mean it. So this is the boss room. When we go in, we're going to switch over from whatever ring we happen to have here to our Covenant of Artorias. You cannot enter that boss room without having first put on that ring, or you will instantly die. So I'll see you guys when I get back.
A mere undead, yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Quelana of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you too one who seeks my pyromancy, like Salomon?
Quelana, by the way. I'm gonna cut in here temporarily because I realized that I haven't spoken to her before. Here she is. I'm gonna buy things now. I'll see you back at New Londo.
Yes, of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, but to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this? Long ago, I accepted another pupil like yourself. Over 200 years ago, there was a man almost as bungling as you. In your world, he was called Salaman, the Master Pyromancer. The little rascal really made something of himself. Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating fire. But remember one thing. Always fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again. Pyromancy, but I would hate...
Okay, you've heard her dialogue. Go away now. Alright, and I am back. As you can see, a little bit of damage. Took a little bit of a beating on the way here, but it is fine because we did it. So, here's Witch Beatrice. If you'll recall, we've already met Witch Beatrice before. She assisted us during the Moonlight Butterfly fight, and now she will be assisting us during the Four Kings boss fight. Now, much like kind of how I've done with some of the other bosses, if the tragic does occur and I do die down here, I will probably not be using another humanity to get Beatrice again. I will just do it myself. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Now, Beatrice is a good summon for this fight. I've only really summoned her for this fight like twice though. So I feel like she's a good summon. She hasn't failed me yet, I'll say. There is, of course, always a first time for everything. And it sounds like it's already not starting good because it sounds like she aggroed onto something that she shouldn't have. I can only hope that she elects to join me down here. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Beatrice? Please. Okay. Thank goodness. Alright. So the first king is over here. Really? You're gonna start with that annoying attack? God, I hate that move. Okay. Not a great start. Not a great start. Beatrice is not spellcasting, and there we go. Never mind. I take it back. Don't want to get hit by that grab. You really don't want to get hit by that grab. Not only does it just do a decent amount of damage, but I forgot how long reach that was. Not only does it do a decent amount of damage, it also this boss fight is kind of a gimmick. It's nothing but a DPS check. It also drains your humanity, much like the what the Dark Wraiths can do, is what I'm trying to say. Now, as you just saw there, what you can do with the Four Kings is, when one is dying, you can continue to farm damage off of it. You can actually turn this into quote-unquote 3 kings if you do enough residual damage to the first 3 kings that die. It seems to me that's not going to be the case in this run, but that's fine. Now, the reason I call this a DPS check is because, well, put simply, you do not want to get caught and overwhelmed by multiple kings. Also, another fun fact about this fight is there are not just 4 kings, there's an infinite amount of kings. Um, if you let this fight progress to the point where multiple kings are spawning, you will notice that I say they're infinite. I've seen up to like five, but you could definitely observe there being like more than four of them at the very least. All right. Thank you, Beatrice. You definitely were a large help there. The third king was really only felled because she smacked it with the spell right out of that grab attack, which let me finish it off with the Chaos Blade before the fourth one showed up. Frampt, what are you doing down here? Alright, now that you've defeated them, you actually don't have to wear the, this anymore. Me when I lie. No, I'm kidding. You don't.
Greetings, undead warrior. I am the primordial serpent, Darkstalker Calf.
Oh, you're
I
not Frampt.
can guide thee and illuminate the truth. The truth I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found the three souls, but your progenitor found a fourth, unique soul, the dark soul. Your ancestor claimed the dark souls and waited for fire to subside, and soon the flames did fade, and only dark remained. Thus began the Age of Men, the Age of Dark. However, Lord Gwyn trembled at the dark, clinging to his Age of Fire, and in dire fear of humans, and the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them. Lord Gwyn resisted the course of nature by sacrificing himself to link the fire and commanding his children to shepherd the humans. Gwyn has blurred your past to prevent the birth of the Dark Lord. I am the primordial serpent. I seek to right the wrongs of the past, to discover our true Lord. But the other serpent, Frampt, lost his sense and befriended Lord Gwyn. Undead warrior, we stand at a crossroads. Only I know the truth about your fate. You must destroy the fading Lord Gwyn, who has coddled fire and resisted nature, and become the fourth Lord, so that you may usher in an age of dark.
So, a lot of bombs there. My character, from everything that has been shown, is going to decide yes here. And for the reasons because Frampt, although we've only known him for all of 30 seconds, has been the most forthcoming person with information. So, that being said,
Very well. I shall now guide you to Gwyn's prison. Be still, and trust thine flesh to me. This is Gwyn's prison. Now, place the Lord Vessel upon the altar.
so yeah, a lot has been revealed to our undead, and they are now kind of the belief that the gods are not to be trusted. If everything this serpent said is true, the gods are not to be trusted, and they are valid targets for, well, his ire. Of course, Really, the only ones that we know of are Gwen and Guinevere. Um, so yeah, they are not to be trusted at all. Nor is anyone in Anor Londo at this point. All right, so I think this is where I'm going to call it an episode, actually. I'm going to do the item read, and then we are going to call it here. Um, I'm going to have to decide between episodes where we're going to next, which Lord Soul we're going to be tackling first. So the next episode might be delayed for a bit, who knows? Um, who's to say, honestly, how long it takes for this episode to come out after 8? Um, but yeah, so let's go ahead and do that item read, starting with, excuse me, what am I starting with? Did I get any new, yes, Transient Curse, limb of the victim of a curse. Temporary curse allows engagement with ghosts. The only way to fight back against ghosts, who are cursed beings, is to become cursed oneself. The safest method, however dreadful, is to cut off an arm of the dead. So yeah, to fight the ghosts, we have to become cursed ourselves. We got the Bequeathed Lord Soul, soul of one of the 4 kings who fell to dark, a fragment of a Lord Soul discovered at the dawn at the Age of Fire. Lord Gwyn recognized the foresight of these 4 great leaders of New Londo and granted them their ranks and the fragments of a great soul. Although this is not a full Lord Soul, it can still satiate the Lord Vessel. Then we got the Very Large Ember. Ember required for weapon ascension. Huge ember of highest quality. Handled by the blacksmiths of Astora. Recall, Andre is from Astora. I think we got the enchanted ember a while ago. I know we did get a key today. Where is it? There it is. Key to the seal. Key to the floodgates of New Londo, which seal away the 4 kings who fell to dark. The sealers flooded New Londo to banish the dark wraiths and the 4 kings. The agonizing decision was made with the realization that countless lives and the robust culture of a city would be lost. The victims now roam the ruins as ghosts. Alright, we got some spells that you didn't see me purchase, but I will still read. I say some spells, it's literally just one, right? Yeah. Pyromancy, which improves upon combustion. Create powerful, gigantic flame in hand. Great combustion creates a powerful flame, but many sorcerers mock the simplicity of this spell. We got the parrying dagger today. This dagger is useful after parrying and is normally equipped in the left hand, a favorite of the Knights of Kareem, who are famous for fighting without a shield. Recall that Lautrec was from Kareem. Let's see, what else did we get today? Jagged Ghost Blade. Jagged Blade wielded by new Londo ghosts. Violent Thrust Attack. One of the cursed weapons inflicts damage to ghosts. So, if you did run out of transient curses, you could use this weapon to still inflict damage upon ghosts. But you wouldn't be able to block them effectively. We got the stock today. The largest of the thrusting swords can pierce an armored knight in one thrust. The blade is also sharp, allowing slicing as well. We got the scythe off screen, but I'll still show it to you. Also, this might not be what you think of when you think of the word scythe. This is some kind of other weapon that I just recently heard the name of, so I can't repeat it to you, but it's probably a localization issue, and scythe was maybe like the closest equivalent, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Halberd with a large blade. Scythe adjusted for battle. Designed especially for slicing. However, one false swing leaves one wide open. We also got the Titanite catch pole off screen while I was killing the Titanite demons to upgrade my Chaos Blade. Weapon of the Titanite demon, a faceless stone monster born from Titanite slab. One of the enchanted weapons, perhaps from residual power of the Titanite slab. Known for its leaping attack, which comes smashing down on foes from above. We got the composite bow today. Composite bow, emphasizing power, requires more strength than standard bows. However, its range is shorter, making it unfit for sniping. Is it just me, or does that sound backwards the more I learn about bows? Like, if it requires more strength, that would imply that it has a larger draw. Which, wouldn't that mean that it would be better suited for sniping? Anyway, because, whatever. Let's see. Don't think we got any new shields. That's fine. I don't think we got any new armor, come to think of it. Yeah, this is a pretty light item read day. Huh. We get any new rings? I'm legitimately trying to... We got the Curse Bite ring today. One of the infamous bite rings commissioned by Sir Arster of Kareem. Despite the dreadful rumors surrounding its creation, this ring is an unmistakable asset in its ability to help prevent curses. Now there are more bite rings, but yeah, this is... the bite rings are from Kareem. So many things kind of tied to Kareem. If I'm not mistaken, aren't the Onion Knights also from Kareem? No, they're from Katarina. Never mind. Let's see, we got the Rare Ring of Sacrifice, but we already had one of those. That might have been it, folks. All right, that's the end of the item read today. I hope everyone had a good time watching with me, and yeah, I will see you guys in episode 10, where I haven't decided where we're going yet, but I'll know when I get there. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if it's the end of the day, I hope you have a good sleep. But regardless, I will see you next time. Peace.